As time passed, Queen Sarah's kingdom thrived. Yet, as in every tale of great rulers, peace is never permanent. From the farthest corners of the land, an ancient enemy, long thought defeated, returned to threaten the stability that Sarah had fought so hard to establish. The Shadow of the Serpent, a secretive and powerful group that had once sought to overthrow the kingdom's rule, resurfaced from the forgotten realms beyond the forest. They had quietly gathered strength, and now their leader, Chibundu, claimed that the throne belonged to the one who could wield the serpent's crown, a cursed relic believed to grant ultimate power. Chibundu had learned the secrets of the serpent that had once guarded the heart of the earth. In a bid to reclaim the kingdom and restore chaos, he planned to use dark magic to resurrect the serpent and control its ancient powers. To achieve this, he sought the crown of the serpent, a long-lost artifact hidden deep within the heart of the mountains. Sarah, though aged and wise, knew that the return of the Shadow of the Serpent was no ordinary threat. To protect her kingdom and prevent disaster, she gathered a group of loyal allies: her daughter, Io, her trusted generals, and even the forest spirits who had aided her in the past. Together, they set off on a perilous journey to the mountains, seeking the crown of the serpent before Chibundu could lay his hands on it. Along the way, they faced many trials, from navigating the treacherous mountain paths to overcoming magical illusions designed to confuse and frighten them. But the most dangerous challenge was the Cave of the Serpent, where the crown was believed to be hidden. Sarah knew that the cave was not just a physical location. It was a place where the soul of the serpent itself resided, waiting for someone to claim its power. In the depths of the cave, the group was confronted by the ghostly apparition of the serpent. It coiled around them, its eyes glowing with an ancient, malevolent light. To pass, they had to prove their worth. Sarah stepped forward, knowing that only the purest heart could truly face the serpent without succumbing to its power. The serpent's voice echoed in the cave, a sound like the rustling of dry leaves. You seek the crown of the serpent, but to where it is to be consumed by its power. Only those who are strong enough to resist its law may claim it. Will you risk your kingdom's future for power? Sarah, with her heart unwavering, spoke calmly. I do not seek power, serpent. I seek only peace for my people. Power born of greed will destroy the soul of the land, but power born of love and unity will heal it. The serpent's form shifted, circling them as it pondered her words. Then, in a voice as deep as the earth itself, it spoke again. You are worthy, Queen Sarah. Your heart is pure and your intentions just. The crown is yours, but remember, its power is a curse as much as a blessing. Choose wisely. Sarah reached out and took the crown of the serpent. The moment her fingers touched the ancient artifact, she felt a surge of energy, power that could shake the heavens. But with this power came a whisper, a temptation to bend the world to her will, to shape it as she saw fit. It was the serpent's curse. For a long moment, Sarah stood there, holding the crown. Then, with a steady hand, she removed it from her head and placed it on the ground. I will not be ruled by power, she declared. I rule by the people's will, by the strength of the land, and by the wisdom of the ancestors. The serpent let out a deep, rumbling laugh. You have passed the final test. Queen, the crown is yours to command, but it will never command you. Go and restore peace. When Sarah and her group returned to the kingdom, they found that Chibundu's forces had already begun to invade, using dark magic to disrupt the balance of nature and sow chaos among the people. The Shadow of the Serpent had taken hold of many, including some of the kingdom's own soldiers, turning them against their queen. But Sarah was ready. With the power of the crown, she summoned the spirits of the land, calling upon the ancient forces that had always protected the kingdom. The winds howled and the earth shook. The sky darkened as the forces of nature gathered under her command. In a final confrontation, Sarah faced Chibundu in the heart of the kingdom. The battle was fierce, but it was not just a fight of strength. Sarah spoke to the hearts of the people, reminding them of the unity they had built, of the sacrifices that had brought them peace. She used the magic of the crown not to destroy, but to bind Chibundu's spirit, turning his darkness into light. Chibundu, realizing the error of his ways, fell to his knees. I was blinded by power, he confessed. I sought to rule, but I see now that true leadership is not about dominion, but about service. With the battle over, Sarah returned to her throne, and peace was restored. The kingdom, having faced its greatest challenge, stood stronger than ever. Years passed, and Sarah grew older. She had seen the kingdom thrive under her guidance, and the legacy of her rule lived on in her daughter, Io, who had now become the new queen. Sarah knew it was time to step back, to allow her daughter to lead the next generation. On her final day, Sarah sat beneath the baobab tree, where it all began. The tree's roots seemed to pulse with life, as if acknowledging her journey. Surrounded by her family, friends, and the people she had served, Queen Sarah spoke her last words. "May you remember always that power is a gift, not a right. Lead with your heart, and the land will guide you." As the sun set on the kingdom, Queen Sarah's spirit was carried away by the winds, her legacy eternally etched in the hearts of her people. Queen Sarah's story became legend, a tale passed down through generations as a symbol of wisdom, courage, and the true meaning of leadership. The baobab tree, which had witnessed her trials and triumphs, stood tall in the heart of the kingdom, a living monument to her enduring legacy. Her daughter, Queen Io, continued her mother's work, ruling with the same grace, fairness, and strength that had defined Sarah's reign. And though the challenges of the world never ceased, the people of the kingdom knew that as long as they held fast to the teachings of Queen Sarah, their hearts would remain unbroken, their unity unshaken. The kingdom of Mwendo flourished, not through the might of kings or the power of crowns, but through the strength of a queen who had led with love, wisdom, and unwavering justice. And so, the tale of the real African Cinderella endured, a reminder to all that true greatness comes not from magic or destiny, but from the courage to lead with the heart.